Where is my son? I am worried about my son. He is 5 years old. And I don't think any of you have told him anything that's happened. I don't even know what's happened.
I just got to ask you some questions about how he died. Maybe you know something about it.
I was at work today.
Okay, perfect. You got a good excuse. We saw your car in the area of the crime scene. Your car was a Nissan Rogue that is missing a front passenger front hubcap. We got your car on a license plate reader a little while ago with your license plate, and it has that front passenger hubcap missing. Sure enough, in the videos around the crime scene, that car is there with that front passenger bumper or hubcap missing. You said you're at work today, but your scanner goes off before the homicide and turns back on well after the homicide, and they track your scanner that's used at work to your boyfriend's house, AJ. So that's really kind of concerning. And we caught the shooting on one of the Nest doorbell cameras from across the street.
This is Devin Schreiner. Within 6 days, the boyfriend she's hiding will be sitting in his own interrogation room, being shown the same kind of evidence.
So those were phone signals coming from your phone down in the Longmont area in the same neighborhood as the shooting, with location information for the mailman who was shot that morning. All right. So we know that you were in Longmont that morning.
The father of Devon's 5-year-old son was shot in the face on his mail route at 12:32 in the afternoon. And in 2 interrogation rooms, neither of them knows what the other one is about to say. Jason Schaefer was 33 years old. He had worked for the United States Postal Service for 9 years. On the morning of October 13th, 2021, he reported to the Longmont Post Office in the same blue uniform he had put on more than 1,000 times before. He cased his mail. He loaded his truck. He started his route, the same row of neighborhood mailboxes at Heather Hill Street and Renaissance Drive that he had been delivering to for years. He had a birthday party to plan for his 5-year-old son the following week. He had filed for additional custody 2 days earlier. The morning after his death, 47 of his fellow letter carriers would drive his route in formation as a tribute. He never saw the person in the dark hoodie walk up to him at 12:32 in the afternoon. 3 shots, 1 to the face. He died at the row of mailboxes he had been working at for 9 years. Devon Schreiner is the first person the police look at. The reasons stack up quickly. She and Jason had been a couple for years. They had a son together. They had not been a couple for years. 6 years earlier, she had filed a restraining order against him. She chose not to renew it. 2 weeks before the shooting, she was fired from the Longmont Post Office where Jason worked after what the post office described as a workplace incident with Jason. Jason was kept. Devon was let go. 2 days before the shooting, Jason filed paperwork for additional custody of their son. And in the same months, Jason had begun dating Devon's 19-year-old sister, Rosa. Devon agrees to come down to the station that afternoon. While she takes her time getting there, undercover officers follow her around Fort Collins. She runs errands. She talks to people. She laughs. She shows no signs of being someone whose son's father was murdered 5 hours ago. The moment she parks her car at the Boulder County Sheriff's Office, that changes.
I had coworkers I haven't spoken to, well, past coworkers, I guess, that I haven't spoken to in years, telling me that my son's father was in an accident.
Okay.
And that I should check on my kid. And like nobody told me anything.
Okay.
So Detective Desmond will be here in 1 sec, and he's got more answers than I do.
Where is my son?
He is at the police department, and he is safe with
So he's not here?
This is the police department. He is here.
Okay, well, why is he not here with me? I need him to be here with me. I haven't seen him and I don't know what's happened. He was taken from his school without my knowledge or consent. And I don't know what's happened to his father. So where is he? He needs to be here.
Notice the order. Her son's whereabouts, her son's safety, her own rights, the school, then last, her son's father. By number of words, the dead man is a footnote in his own homicide notification. Before the interrogation room door closes, Here is everything the Boulder County detectives and the federal postal inspectors already have. A Nest doorbell camera across the street from the mailboxes captured the shooter on video. Dark hoodie, blue surgical mask, 3 shots, then a run southeast. License plate readers caught a 2017 Nissan Rogue near the scene, missing its front passenger hubcap. That Rogue is registered to Devan Schreiner. Her postal scanner, the device the U.S. Postal Service uses to track every package and every carrier in real time, stopped moving at her boyfriend's house in Loveland at 11:06 in the morning and did not move again until 1:28 in the afternoon, almost 2.5 hours. During those same hours, her cell phone and Andrew Ritchie's cell phone are in continuous contact, and Ritchie's own phone is pinging along Jason Schaefer's mail route. There is one more thing. About a year before the shooting, Devin told her sister Rosa that AJ knows where Jason lives, and that AJ would shoot him if it ever came to that. Rosa told the detectives. The detectives wrote it down. And as of this morning, AJ has driven a U.S. Bureau of Prisons rideshare Dodge Durango along Jason Schaefer's mail route for more than 2 hours. Detective Steve Desmond opens the door to the interrogation room knowing all of this. Devin Schreiner sits down across from him knowing none of it.
You're Devin?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. We gotta kind of step back here a little bit. I'm gonna tell you some bad news. Your ex-boyfriend, is it? Ex-husband?
I just call him my son's dad.
Son's dead.
We were never married, but
He died today.
what? How? What happened?
Someone shot him in the face.
In the face? Where?
On his postal route.
He was working today? He doesn't...
Yep. Yeah, he was working, and someone came up and shot him.
When did this happen?
At 12:32 today.
It is 6 o'clock.
Watch what just happened. He told her how he died. He told her she's an immediate suspect by implication by being in this chair. And she said, yeah, he was working. That's the part of the news she confirms. Not, oh my God, not are you sure, not his name. Yeah, he was working. She is correcting his timeline.
But I want to read you your rights just so you know about it. Let you know that we're recording this because we have to. Have you ever seen cop shows?
Yeah.
They're on like every night. And these are the same rights. I'm going to read them to you, although you probably know them. Maybe see. So let me read them to you. Can I still call you Devin, right?
Yes.
All right, Devin, let's get through this. Devin, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for any questioning to have him for her. It's kind of a sexist one. Present during any questioning. If you desire the presence of a lawyer and cannot afford to hire one, the court will appoint one to represent you without any charge. You can decide any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Devin, do you understand these rights that it's found here?
Yes.
And having these rights in mind, can I talk to you now?
Yes.
He did not have to read those rights. She is not under arrest. He read them anyway because he knows where this is going and he wants every word she says next to count when it shows up in court.
I need to see my son.
We need to figure out what's going on and how your husband, how your baby's father died. So we're not going to let the son go just yet.
Wait, he doesn't need to go, but if he can can I at least see him first?
Right now, no.
Why?
Right now, no. Because we got to figure out if the butler killed your the baby daddy's son, or if you killed the baby daddy's son, or if the bookie killed him, or if it's a random person killed him. I don't know who killed him, and I don't want to turn over the ex to the baby until I know that everything's legit and that you're calm and that you're rational and you're not a crazy person because I've never met you before.
I'm not calm.
Yeah.
My son was taken. Nobody told me that anything happened. My son was taken from school by either police, and I was not informed, or by somebody who is not legally allowed to pick him up from school.
Yeah.
3 minutes after being told her ex-boyfriend was shot in the face on his mail route, her single most consistent topic is her son. Not Jason, not the case, not the investigation, the son. This will be the pattern across the next 90 minutes.
How long have you dated Jason? Or how would you describe the relationship? How long have you known him? Whatever you're comfortable answering to.
I've known him since, I don't know, sorry, language.
Well, I hear it all. You're fine. You're not going to offend me.
Okay, I was like, I don't know, how old's my kid? He's almost 6, so, he was born in 15, so I've known him since, like, October, November of 2014.
Okay. Good relationship? Have the police been to your house every week? How would you describe that? I mean, people date and they break up. How was your relationship?
It was never great. I mean, it started out okay, and then we had him, and I mean, it wasn't great. He left us when he was 6 months. He moved out, and we tried, I guess, a couple of times to work things out, but it never worked. I had filed a restraining order against him back in, I don't know, 2015, 2016, at the end or the beginning of the year. I don't remember. We had an altercation, and I asked him to leave my house because he wasn't living there anymore, and he got a little physical while I was holding my son, and he was an infant at the time. And so I filed it to get him to back off a little bit, and when I went to make it permanent, they're like, you know how hard this is going to be, like, if you make it permanent, like, it's going to be really hard to do transitions because he has partial custody and all of this stuff, so that's going to be really hard, like, you understand that, right? And so I was a new mom, like, I couldn't do it by myself, and
Raising kids is tough.
yeah, and I was like, I don't, hopefully that won't happen again, and so I didn't make it permanent.
Okay, well, that's understandable. Everyone has their reasons for getting restraining orders, and everyone has their own reason why they don't make it permanent, and I'm not here to judge your actions about why you decided to do what you decided was best for you. So, just trying to get a snapshot of your relationship.
She volunteered the restraining order. She did not volunteer the custody filing from 2 days ago. She did not volunteer that her sister Rosa is now dating Jason. She did not volunteer that she had been fired from the post office 2 weeks earlier after an incident involving Jason. She offered a 2015 restraining order, the single piece of context that frames her as a victim of Jason, and stopped.
Where are you working now?
I work at the post office in Loveland.
Okay, how do you like that?
It's fine.
She works at the Loveland post office. She used to work at the Longmont post office, the same building Jason was working out of when he was killed today. 2 weeks ago, she was fired. She doesn't mention that part.
You told AJ, you told Devin in the past that AJ knows where you live and that he'll shoot you if he needs to.
I've told who?
You told that to Devin, and Devin told that to
I'm
your house,
Devin,
your sister.
but
Yeah. Well,
I'm
he heard,
confused.
Jason heard that from you, and then Jason told Rose that, and Rose told us that. And this happened about a year ago.
That
AJ knows where you live, Jason, and AJ will shoot you, Jason. You said that.
I said that? I've never said that.
Her younger sister Rosa, the one now dating Jason, told the detectives that a year ago Devan said her boyfriend would shoot Jason if it came to that. Devan's response is a flat denial. Not that's out of context. Not that was a fight. Just, I've never said that.
So why is your car in the crime scene area? Why are you in that area in your car? And why are you turning off your scanning?
I didn't turn off my scanner.
You did.
No, I
the
did not
postal inspectors are here.
turn off my scanner.
You didn't go with the scanner. The scanner's at your boyfriend's house, or somewhere in that area, in front of it, or in a bush somewhere in that area. It wasn't with you. Okay, they have a breadcrumb trail on GPS on your scanner.
Yes.
And the postal inspectors were here, and they said, before the homicide, you're not doing anything with the scanner. It's stationary for like 3 hours or more. and it should be mobile because you're working, but it's at your boyfriend's house. And why is your car in the crime scene area?
I don't.
We've got video of your car in the crime scene area.
I don't know why it would be on camera that my car was down there, but I don't.
Listen.
If I don't scan packages, then obviously I'm not doing that. But I did stop I did stop at his house for my lunch break, sort of.
She doesn't deny the scanner sat at the boyfriend's house for almost 3 hours. She corrects the verb.
I didn't turn off my scanner.
She just left it there.
No, I did not.
The difference between those two things is the difference between a procedural mistake and a deliberate alibi. She is correcting his verbs while he is showing her her own car at the murder scene.
Devin, I think you're a good person, but something's not right here. I think the gig is out. There's something weird going on here. Everything is pointing to you being involved in this shooting. People don't go around just shooting most of the people.
I mean, I work for the post office, and I have before, and I have been.
Supposedly you're on video 2 weeks ago breaking into the Longmont post office. That's a separate
didn't
issue.
Break in. I work for the post office. I'm allowed to go in.
But who cares about that? That's just a stupid burglary.
Burglary?
Yeah. Let's talk about the homicide. Why are you, what's your involvement in this? Because I think there's a lot more than you're telling us. The video of the shooter looks kind of like you. It's from a distance, but it looks like your height and your build. It doesn't look like AJ's height and build. It doesn't look like Castaneda's height and build. It looks like your build with a black hoodie. Now, we're going to search your house. We're going to search your car. We're going to seize your car. We're going to do a gunshot residue test on you.
Caston is her other ex-boyfriend, the one her sister Rosa also slept with. Desmond just named both men she's been involved with on camera and told her neither of them matches the body type on the doorbell video. The match is her.
Did a boyfriend try to tell you that he's going to take care of this? Were you involved in it? Because someone is there doing this. It's not a random shooting. And so the gig is up. Okay?
I read on the way here about what happened, and they said that a man shot him.
That's what we originally thought. Yeah. Now we're thinking it could be you. We're thinking it could be maybe your boyfriend. Thank you. That's not the question. That's not the right answer. We're trying to put together. We're trying to get all this evidence together. We're trying to put the pieces together, and I don't think you're being truthful with me.
Pause on that. He says it could be you. She says it could be maybe my boyfriend. Not, it's definitely not me. She does not defend herself. She points, and the man she points at is the man whose house her postal scanner has been sitting in for the last 3 hours.
I think you're definitely involved in this, but maybe you're down here where you're just trying to prevent something, okay? Maybe you don't want this hothead, whoever it is, to go beat him up. Maybe
He's
you don't want,
not a hothead.
well, I don't know who he is, but whoever's there, maybe they went too far and you didn't know it. So that's why I'm trying to give you some type of plausible deniability. This happens all the time.
He is handing her a story. In his story, she is a witness, not a shooter. She came along to keep things from getting out of hand. The boyfriend went further than she expected. All she has to do is climb inside that story. She does not.
I understand why I would be a suspect because of who I am related to him.
And your car.
But I don't. There was things in the past that have happened with him and I that I could have gone to court, or I could have tried to call the police. I mean, I have, and it didn't help. But there's other things that I could have done. Why would I shoot him?
I don't know why people ever shoot people. And I'm not saying you shot him. Maybe someone else shot him. Maybe people just lost their temper. Someone shot him. We know that. Someone shot him 5 times in the face. That's kind of a lot of hatred. They didn't steal anything from him. They didn't have any issue with him. There wasn't any traffic, road rage case. Someone shot him because they were really upset with him. They shot him in cold blood. They shot him 5 times and let him bleed to death there. That's someone who knows this guy. and you know him very well, and you know the people who know him very well.
I don't know the people that know him.
You know AJ, you know Castaneda.
She didn't deny it. She asked a rhetorical question. Why would I shoot him? Innocent people do not usually need to argue from motive. Innocent people typically argue from absence. I was somewhere else, you have the wrong person, someone's lying. She is arguing about her reasons.
They don't know him.
Your car was there, okay? Your car was there. So tell me someone borrowed your car.
I was at work on my route, which is not close to not super close to the post office.
Why is your car in Longmont when your scanner is...
I don't know. I am on my route working.
Do you work in a mail truck or your personal car?
No, I work in a mail truck.
Okay. So why is your car down here killing your ex?
I don't know. But it
you
sounds like...
understand why that's so concerning to me.
Yes, I do understand that.
Borrow your car? Help me out here.
I don't know, but it seems like with all of these things that you're going to be doing that I need to have a lawyer.
That sentence, "it seems like I need to have a lawyer," is not legally a request for a lawyer. Boulder County is a strict jurisdiction. The line for ending an interview is a clear, direct request. "I think I might want a lawyer" is not it. "Maybe I should talk to one" is not it. The detective knows exactly where that line is. He does not cross it. He also does not push past it.
I really don't. You said you don't want to talk to me and you want a lawyer, and I don't want to try to trick you and say, well, keep talking to me, keep asking me questions, and we're going to abuse your rights. If you want a lawyer, stop, and that's fine, but I don't want to violate your rights. I take your rights very seriously.
Watch the choice he just made. She gave him a sentence that would not legally end the interview. He treated it as if it did. He is closing his half of the interview clean, on the record, with no procedural fight at trial.
Hey, Devin.
Let me introduce you to
I just arrived. I'm a U.S. Postal Inspector. So my name's Ken. So I know you work for the post office and have worked for the post office.
Mm-hmm.
So because this is kind of postal related and you were working today, I wanted to chit chat with you about kind of what happened and some of your activities today, okay? I understand you may have been kind of done talking with the detective, but I wouldn't mind talking to you as an inspector to find out what's going on and what happened today.
Can we also confirm, just, you said you wanted a lawyer, but I wasn't clear. Do you want to talk to him or do you want a lawyer? Whatever you decide. I don't have any more questions, but I don't want your rights to...
Because most of the time when I interview people that are related to, somebody that was hurt, they want to help. They want to find out what happened.
Yes, of course.
Do you want to find out what happened?
Yes, of course I want to find out.
Well, I'm sure that you do.
That wasn't why I wasn't answering or wanting to talk anymore. The detective is saying that we're going to be doing all of these things that I don't understand. So
I think he didn't understand like the scanner thing, because I walked in a little bit and I heard you talking about the scanner and you were trying to correct him about kind of how the scanner works. So I thought, well, maybe if I come down there, you'd be maybe a little more comfortable talking to an inspector.
She doesn't finish the sentence. The federal postal inspector treats the unfinished sentence as a yes to him, a yes to keep talking. The line that wouldn't legally end one interview is now also not ending the next one. The federal investigator is rolling.
And how old's your son? Is he 6?
He will be 6 next week.
Okay. And what's your address in Fort Collins?
Do I have to give that to you?
No. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to. Okay. But you live with your son, and your son goes to school. You were saying there was a deal at school. Do you drop him off, or how does he get to school?
Yes, I dropped him off. He goes to school down here.
Okay, so Jason normally drops him off for school?
Depending on whose day it is, yes.
Okay. So what happened today? Did you wake up at your house?
Oh, he's been with his father since Sunday.
Okay. Since Sunday, he's been with his dad. So today, you just woke up at home, and then tell me, when did you get to work?
I got to work about, I don't know, 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Okay. In the morning?
In the morning.
Okay.
And then...
Is that your regular start time?
Yeah, we can't start before 8 o'clock.
Okay. So it was about 7:45, 8 o'clock? Okay. And then tell me about your day. What happened after you checked in? What route did you have today?
I had Route 14, but I'm assuming that you all know that since you've checked the scanners.
I haven't personally checked it, so I don't know, honestly. I know that they pulled some scanner records, which I'll talk to you about here in a bit, but I wanted to make sure I found out what was going on because there's some kind of differing information. So I wanted to make sure I talked to you first. So tell me about your day. So you started scanning packages, you started your route, and then what happened?
My guy AJ, he lives on that route, and so since Wednesdays are his day off, and things are very complicated with us, I try to see him on his day off.
Okay. So you stopped by on your route,
Yes.
hang out with him. Did you do that today?
Yes, I do it every Wednesday.
Okay, every Wednesday, that's kind of your normal routine.
Listen to what she just locked herself into. I do it every Wednesday. That sentence will be a problem in about 6 days when Andrew Ritchie tells the federal postal inspector that on the morning of the murder, Devin called him from her postal route and told him, "I'm going to get rid of Jason today." Every Wednesday, Devin stops at AJ's house. This Wednesday, her postal scanner sat in AJ's house for almost 3 hours.
Okay. What did you do when you left his house? Did he go with you? Or you were in your postal vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys, what happened after that?
We argued for a while, and then he got angry and left, and I stayed in my truck, and I was very upset, so I was crying, and I was in my truck, and waited for a while until I was able to calm down.
Mm-hmm. What made you so upset this time as opposed to any other time?
Because I'm always upset.
Okay.
It's not any different.
When he left, where did he go?
I don't know.
3 hours of phone calls between her and AJ, a nearly 3-hour gap on the scanner, a car at the murder scene. And the explanation is, we had an argument, he left, and I cried in the truck for a while. She has no other detail to add, not what the argument was about, not where he went, not how long she cried.
So, just talking about AJ, you said he's been a correctional officer, and of course being a law enforcement officer, he has a gun. Have you ever shot a gun before?
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. When's the last time you've ever shot a gun before?
Over a year ago.
Okay. And whose gun was that?
It was one of his.
One of AJ's? Okay. How many guns does AJ have?
It's one.
Okay. Is it more than one? You said guns, so I'm assuming you meant.
Yes, he has a few, but I don't know how many.
Okay. Well, this happened in Longmont. Was your phone ever in Longmont today?
No.
Okay, so when we pull your phone records, is it going to show that your phone was in Longmont?
No.
Is it going to show that it was in that area?
No, I don't know what area, but it hasn't been in long.
3 flat denials. Phone wasn't there. Phone records won't show it. She wasn't there. The detectives already have the doorbell cam footage of her car. They already have her postal scanner GPS at AJ's house in Loveland with a gap that matches the drive to Longmont and back. They are not asking these questions to learn. They are asking these questions to record.
Are you familiar with the area of Heather Hills Circle and Renaissance Drive?
No, not exactly.
Okay. When you say not exactly, like, what do you mean? Like, had you ever been there, or do you know the general area?
I know the general area. I mean, I worked in Longmont, so I know like the general area, but.
Okay. When's the last time you were over in that area?
I don't know.
If you had to guess, like, was it today?
No, it was not today.
Was not today.
No, I was at work today.
Okay. They also captured the vehicle that was involved on the surveillance footage. And they captured the license plate.
Okay.
And it was your vehicle. that was over.
Right, and that's
We
the thing
always-
that I said
so-
to the detective, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, you don't have an answer. You have like zero answer? How do you think something like that could happen?
I don't know, and that is where I asked the detective to speak to a lawyer.
Do you think somebody stole your car?
Again, I'm going to ask to speak to a lawyer
Okay.
if we're going to continue with this questioning. I don't have an answer for that.
There it is. The clear, direct request the first interview did not produce. From this point forward, no question about the car is admissible. Ken cannot ask her anything about how her Nissan Rogue ended up at the row of mailboxes where Jason Schaefer was shot in the face. So he asks her something else.
Well, I'd like to know, who do you think would have done this to Jason?
I don't know who would have done this to Jason. I don't know his life anymore. I am no longer a part of it. He made that perfectly clear when he decided to, for lack of better words, sleep with my sister.
So I didn't know that. Okay. Can I talk to you about that, or do you want an attorney?
There's nothing to hide with that either, so I will answer questions about that.
Okay. You're okay answering questions about your sister?
Yes.
Are they dating?
They are
Or
living
they're sleeping together?
They're definitely sleeping together in front of my son, which is how I found out. I'm a
Oh.
5-year-old.
Okay. How old's your sister? Is she of age?
19. She
Really?
just turned 19.
She will not talk about the car. She will not talk about the scanner. She will not talk about the phone records. But she will talk about her sister sleeping with the dead man. The lawyer request applies to questions about whether she killed him. It does not apply to questions about why she might want to.
I need you to go ahead and turn around for me. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Do not move, okay?
Am I under arrest then?
We'll discuss that here in just a second. Does it feel okay? Nothing's pinching or anything like that?
No.
No, lock them so that they don't get any tighter. Have it handy. Thank you. Right. So you are under arrest.
Devon Schreiner is taken downstairs. Her clothing is seized. The gunshot residue kit is bagged. Her son will not be going home with her tonight. He will not be going home with her ever again. Andrew Ritchie went home that night. He told his wife about the affair the next morning. He has now had 6 days to think about what he is going to say. He has hired an attorney. He has met with that attorney. And Postal Inspector Chris and Longmont Detective Burr have walked into his place of work, in the prison where Andrew Ritchie is a federal correctional officer, to ask him a few more questions.
So originally you told us that she was up there at your house with you until 12:15 when you left to go to Hooters. Can you explain that? We're trying to verify Devon's timeline right now. That's the thing.
Yeah. She was not with me. Yeah, she wasn't with me before that. She came over to my house after I was done with Hooters for about 10 minutes.
For about 10 minutes. Well, what happened when she got there?
She just stopped, used the bathroom, got some water.
6 days ago, he told the inspectors
She was
Devon
not
was at
with
his
me.
house until 12:15. Now he is saying she came over for 10 minutes after he got back
She
from
wasn't with me
Hooters. The
before
earlier
that.
version is gone.
She came over to my house
He is
after I was
editing.
done with. So her and I were talking in the morning when I dropped her off at my house, and I didn't necessarily think too much of it. I thought that we were going to fool around after she got off, and because we had done that in the past. After she had gotten to work, or on her way to work, she had called me and told me that she had decided that that was what she thought needed to happen. And she had told me that she had thought about doing this before. Actually, 3 days prior to that, she told me that she was going to do this, and I talked her out. So And that night she was going to do it at his apartment in the middle of the night. I talked her out of it. I had to go over there and do it face to face. But she didn't do it that night. This morning she told me that she was going to do it, and she told me that she had already had everything that she needed to make it happen, and I tried to talk her out of it. Then she went to work and told me that there was no talking her out of it. So after talking to her, and she's mentioned it in the past, and she has talked about his route because she knows the Longmont routes. So I went out there, I knew his route number, I found him, and I continued to stay on the phone with her to try to tell her, to try to talk her out of it. But I thought that she was going to go there a lot earlier than that. I thought that if I would see her, I could stop her.
Stop. He just admitted that 3 days earlier she had told him she was going to kill Jason, and his response was not to call the police. It was to drive to Jason's apartment to talk her down face to face. He just admitted that on the morning of the shooting, she told him again that she was going to do it. His response was not to call the police. It was to drive into Longmont, find Jason's mail truck, and follow it.
Literally, I dropped her off and she was like, yeah, I'm going to do it today. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I got everything I need, I'm going to do it today. And I was like, do what? She was like, I'm going to get rid of Jason today. So I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, no, I'm done with this. She said that he did something with their parenting agreement, that he was getting full custody and that Rosa was going to step in and be the mom, and that that side of the family was going to be able to provide better for her. She was going to be able to, and so I just kept trying to talk her down.
There is the line. There is the morning sentence. The postal scanner GPS, the doorbell camera, and the phone records have all been pointing at since the first minute of the hook. She told him, in his car, on her way to her shift, I'm going to get rid of Jason today.
So either you did take her seriously or you didn't take her seriously. It's one or the other.
I already told you I took her seriously enough that I stayed on the phone with her and tried to convince her that these are not good options. These are not good ideas and solutions to her problem.
Okay. Now, do you understand where I'm getting the conflicting ideas here?
And I told him the same thing. I understand. I work in a career where I do investigating of stuff that goes on here, and I get what you're seeing, and I get why you're thinking what you think. I totally understand. That's why I pretty much already understand where everything's going to go. I know that I didn't do that on purpose, and I know that the evidence doesn't necessarily say otherwise, but I also know that I've never been complicit with it, and I've never told her that I want her to do it, and I've never been okay with it. So, I like I said, I know the stuff that's on.
You just helped her cover it up afterwards by not telling anybody and by lying about it.
I
think about what you say here.
I did,
because I already know the answers you gave that man the other day.
Correct. I did lie to him about the stuff so that I could try to cover up my marriage or my affair to save my marriage.
And in doing so, you covered up.
But
definitely,
my intention was not to try to alter or cover up.
But that's what you did. That's exactly what your lies did. Do you understand that?
I understand what you're saying. That's my answer.
Do you have any more questions?
I don't.
Okay. All right, you're under arrest. Go ahead and stand up. Place your hands behind your back.
On March 7th, 2023, after 8 hours of deliberation, a Boulder County jury found Devin Rebecca Schreiner guilty of first-degree murder. She was sentenced the same afternoon to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Andrew James Ritchie was convicted in a separate trial and received the same sentence. Jason Schaefer's son, now 7 years old, is being raised by relatives in Connecticut. If this kind of breakdown is what you're looking for, subscribing means you will see the next one.